This is what the left tells people. The left tells them that you should just shut up and take it. Women are to be treasured. Black people are never to be criticized. Jews deserve to have positions of high power all across our fucking government, and you just need to shut the fuck up and not notice it. And if you do talk about it, you're a bigot. The left wing is more concerned with coddling to women and making them feel good and having this egalitarian mindset than telling guys the truth about what's really going on. So this is why so many guys gravitate towards us, because regardless of how offensive you might think we are, it's the fucking truth. This is the real reason why these fucking liberals are so terrified of people on the right wing. They're scared of platforming people like myself, Nick Fuentes, etc., because we make fucking sense. And they know that if we're able to get in front of their audience and we say, what the fuck is really going on in a debate, we are going to pull people from their audience over to us. Why? Because here on the right, especially whatever people might call the far right, we keep it real. We say the things that people say in the locker room. We say what the fuck we want to say, and we are not beholden to being scared of being censored. We already are censored. We are saying the quiet part out loud. There's a reason why people like Hasan refuse to even be on stream with someone like me, Sneeko, or Nick, or any of these guys. And I'll show you guys what I mean by this. Look. Look at this. Here he is at Oxford. This is just a couple months ago. Saying, Hasan Piker on right-wing commentary appealing to young men and President Biden pardoning his son. Hasan knows that his ideology does not appeal to a majority of men. He knows this. A lot of his fans are cat lady weirdo bitches and pencil neck pussy motherfuckers, right? So him, Dean Withers, a lot of these guys, Dean, I'll give him a little bit more credit because he'll do debates every now and then, but these guys know that their male audience will come over to us because guys like myself, etc., when we talk about being a man, they are more likely to experience what we talk about when it comes to the masculine journey than what Hasan and these other pussy niggas talk about. Does that make sense? So if a guy grows up, right? And let's say it grows up in a progressive family. His family teaches him to be super woke, be egalitarian, everyone's equal, blah, 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 right? Have this worldview, this ideal worldview where, you know, kumbaya, everyone is equal, right? A young man. As this young man goes through the world, he's going to start to realize that his experience is not the same as a woman's experience. What he'll start to realize is certain privileges and accesses are not given to him as his counterparts, especially if it's a white guy. He's going to notice that people that are minorities get certain opportunities that he doesn't get. He's going to notice that women get preferential treatment. He's going to see with his own two eyes reverse discrimination, okay? Now, here's why the left is evil. The left tells them that you should just shut up and take it. Women are to be treasured. Black people are never to be criticized. Jews deserve to have positions of high power all across our fucking government and society. And you just need to shut the fuck up and not notice it. And if you do talk about it, you're a bigot. Okay? This is what the left tells people. This is what they tell young men. Right? So what ends up happening is they're in a rock and a hard place. Because on one end, they're being told by everybody that they need to be the better man. They need to do what's right. They need to be non-racist. They need to be accepting of 99 genders. They need to be accepting of women wanting to be equal to them. They need to be accepting of all this egalitarian, complete fucking bullshit. But in their real life experience, they see that they get passed up by everybody else because they're a young man. They realize that society ostracizes them. They realize that they're not getting a fair shake at life like everybody else, despite the fact that they cram this fucking woke ideology down their throat and tell them we're all equal. Right? Then something magical happens. They tune into a Fresh to Fit podcast, and they catch me on a rant saying that women are fucking retards, and they need to go back to being second-class citizens, and we give them way too much fucking privilege. Then they hear me say shit like, Jews run America. Then they hear me say shit like, hey, we got black fatigue. We're tired of these niggas destroying our cities and committing crimes and not being held accountable. Holy shit. Light bulb goes off. They're sitting there on their fucking TV, fucking bewildered. Finally, somebody is saying out loud what I've been thinking. I'm not alone. I've always thought this, but I've never said it. Because everyone around me tells me that I need to just shut up and take it and accept the fact that men are heavily ostracized from society and any semblance of masculinity is demonized. But then you turn on fucking YouTube and you see some random Sudanese nigga giving you guys a rant saying that it's unacceptable to be fat, it's unacceptable to wife up whores, Jeets are coming in and taking our jobs with these H-1B visas, which is a scam, Zionist Jews run America, and have dual allegiance and run our foreign policy and are subservient to another fucking government, and we need to get rid of AIPAC. Women are stupid and shouldn't have the right to vote because they're single-issue voters. This is all fucking craziness that you guys are hearing. But guess what happens? You wake up. Okay? Because regardless of how that man is raised, regardless of what he watches, regardless of what he consumes, he could watch left-wing media all fucking day telling him to be the better man and be an egalitarian, etc. But his life experiences don't represent that. What's ideal and what's real are two different things. And the real fucking reason that Hasan Piker, Kyle Kulinski, Vosh, CNN, Young Turks, all these fucking guys, the real reason why they hate people like me and they hate people on the right wing that are racist or bigoted or anti-Semitic or misogynistic or whatever else fucking bullshit-istic they want to use, the real reason why is because they know that if they allow someone like us a platform to debate their ideas real fucking time in front of their audience, you know what the men are going to do? Hold on one second. This guy makes a lot of sense. I've privately thought these things for many years, but I never said it outwardly. And bam, just like that, converted. Because the truth is dangerous, chat. The truth is fucking dangerous. Now, the left will sit there and tell you, oh, don't worry about it, man. Like, no, you're not being ostracized just for being a guy. Like, these family court laws are totally fine. You know, women are great. Like, we need to just trust them and keep getting married to them, or we got to go ahead and enable them to be sluts or be degenerates. Oh, no, you know, them boys don't run America. Like, look the other way, bro. Stop noticing. But the reason why people like us explode in popularity as soon as censorship is receded, like we are now, you're seeing the rise of a lot of, you know, right-wing individuals kind of hitting the mainstream again, is because we tell the truth. When you tell the truth, and most importantly, when people are able to empathize and understand what you're talking about because they go through it themselves, that's when you become dangerous and you become a powerful tool. This is why left-wing media creators are terrified of debating and/or platforming guys like us. We will steal their fucking market share. All the young men that watch them will come over to us. And that's the real elephant in the room that they will never fucking admit. They'll kind of dance around it, like Hasan says. Oh, well, you know, we have a problem with young men being influenced by radical right-wingers. Well, Hasan, ask yourself, why are they being influenced by radical right-wingers? Do they identify more with a guy like me who tells the truth that women are hypergamous and will go ahead and discount 99% of men? And that you got to be strong and masculine to get money, etc., and that they're fucking bimbos? Or are they going to believe someone like you who grew up in a rich family, is a socialist despite the fact that you practice capitalism, you paint your fingernails black, and you think that 99 genders is a thing? Who are they going to identify more with, bro? Are they going to identify with a fucking Dean Withers who sits there and has a fucking anxiety pin? Are they going to identify with a Kyle Kulinski who dyes his hair fucking blonde and thinks making racial jokes is unacceptable and deplorable? No, they're not going to identify with none of you bitch-ass niggas because you guys don't keep it real. So this anger at Jubilee platforming people on the right wing isn't so much about you guys being angry that these ideas are getting out. It's that you guys are angry that these ideas are getting out because a lot of men fucking agree. That's what you're really terrified of. Anyway, you guys tell me what you guys think. But here, I'll show you guys this clip right here.
I think that we're priming young men who are already in the throes of radicalization due to the hopelessness that they feel, who are already very vulnerable into being really open-minded. Dare I say too open-minded to reactionary opinions.
See, notice how he says, oh, they're vulnerable, blah, 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 all this other shit. But he won't tell you why. Notice that?
For those remarks. On that note, you've demonstrated a remarkable ability to mobilize your online community. For example, you raised over $1 million, fundraised over $1 million for Palestine, over 200,000 for Ukraine. You yourself donated to the UCLA encampment. And young people have been at the forefront of pro-Palestinian activism and other causes as well. And you've done that uniquely through Twitch and streaming, especially breaking down dire political topics, election updates, and international affairs. So on a broader note, how do you think bridging, the world of Twitch and streaming with politics has had an impact on young people, especially on the discourse between left?
Now, here's the thing with young men, actually, surprisingly. A lot of young guys don't like the Israeli control of the United States and the conservative stuff. This is why Charlie Kirk had to do a whole damage control episode. We reacted to the OSS, if you guys remember. This right here. Look at this. Look at what Charlie Kirk did. Here we go. In my anti-Semitic 25 Gen Z students Charlie Kirk discussion. right? So he dropped it, and we reacted to this on another show, right? But basically, this was damage control for why so many young people, especially young men, don't like Israel.
In right-wing discourse.
Oof. So I think that my little community online is almost like an island in a sea of sharks, for the most part. I think that Twitch has this profound ability to get people to be invested in certain causes, and I would feel I'd feel insufficient if I spoke on all of the horrifying things that happen all around the world and not take some sort of action against it, because sometimes simply communicating these issues is not enough. So I've been able to effectively use my audience in that regard, and I worked with a bunch of other content creators as well in another endeavor called Creators for Palestine, where we also raised another, I think it was like $2 million for numerous Palestinian charities on the ground.
Well, here's the thing. He's not wrong on Palestine. I've told you guys this before. I don't think he goes far enough, right? Because he's obviously scared of being canceled. But the real stuff is the woke ideology with, oh, yeah, we can't criticize women. That's misogynistic and bigoted and all this other bullshit. That's where he's losing a lot of the young guys. It's not the Palestine stuff that he's losing guys on. He's losing the young guys in the gender war and the culture war. That's where the left loses men a lot of the times.
I was a little bit worried. So I brought it up, especially because in the space that I'm in, there is a lot of center-right, centrist, fence-sitting content creators that find themselves in the throes of right-wing radicalization, sometimes organically, other times they do it because they know that there's a market for it. But there are a lot of commentary channels out there that find themselves doing center-right commentary all the way to far-right commentary. And it exists in virtually every single interest that young men have. You like cars, you go to a YouTube car channel, and all of a sudden this guy's like talking about the G-Wagon's history, and then he's like a little bit too enthusiastic. You're like, what's going on? Why are you talking about it like that? Or video games obviously is the one that everybody knows, where virtually every single commentator in that space is constantly talking about, like, there was a black woman on a video game. That's woke. That's DEI. We need to end that. And
removing a lot of context. No, it's not that it's DEI. It's that people are tired of historical movie characters and or heroes being watered down and made to be minorities or be women to appeal to this woke ideology. See how he's like leaving so much context out? Look, if a superhero, I'll give you guys an example. Storm from the X-Men, a black woman, right? I don't see nobody bitching when they make a movie on the X-Men and Storm is a black woman. You want to know why? Because in the original Marvel comic book, she was a black woman. Nobody cares, okay? But they are going to have a fucking problem if you take James Bond, who is historically a white guy that was charming and charismatic and got a lot of bitches and was, a secret agent. They're going to have a point of contention when they go ahead and take that character and make it a fat black woman like they tried. So it's not that people are mad about DEI so much as in they don't want the characters that they grew up on to be fucking watered down to appeal to the culture war. No one gives a fuck that Storm is a black woman, by the way. So it's not a race thing. It's a legacy thing. But again, this is what they do. Spin it into, oh, well, you're racist for not wanting a black James Bond. You don't want a black woman James Bond. Yeah, no, I don't. I fucking don't. Okay? Keep the characters who the fuck they were. And the reason why, just so you guys know, also, think about it. Why do they constantly have to keep remaking Marvel comic books or old stories? Do you guys think about that ever? Why can't Hollywood just be creative enough to come out with their own new shit? Why do they have to keep going back to the classics to make newer films and movies and remakes? Why? I'll tell you why. Because it fucking worked. Okay? It fucking worked. So if it worked and it was created a certain way, it needs to stay that same way. We don't want to fucking get, a lecture on culture and race acceptance when we're watching fucking Captain America. No thank you, bro. No thank you. I didn't come here to get this fucking woke ideology shoved down my fucking throat while watching a movie. All right? We want a white Captain America. We want a white fucking Batman. We want a white Superman. We want a black female Storm. We want a womanizing Gambit with the Cajun accent. We want a sexist James Bond. And that's how we want it. Keep it the way it was. The reason why they have to remake these comic books and these old heroes was because it was fucking effective and it worked. If you want to go ahead of this stupid ass ideology and, put on all these like subtle little left-wing propaganda points in your film or in your movie or whatever the fuck it is, create your own characters. Don't fucking ruin our legendary characters. Okay?
I think that we're priming young men who are already in the throes of radicalization due to the hopelessness that they feel, who are already very vulnerable in.
They feel hopelessness because guys like you aren't genuine and don't talk about what they experience. Okay? The left wing is more concerned with coddling to women and making them feel good, right? And having this egalitarian mindset than telling guys the truth about what's really going on. So this is why so many guys gravitate towards us, because regardless of how offensive you might think we are, it's the fucking truth. A lot of you guys don't follow me because I'm just over here talking shit. No, a lot of you guys follow me because I've said things that you've experienced. I've said things and reacted to things that you guys deal with on a daily basis. I tell you guys the truth about female hypergamy. I tell you guys the truth about who really runs this country. And what you're able to do is you're able to take what I say and either A, independently corroborate it through your own research, or B, you've lived it. And there's nothing more powerful than someone that says it like it is, and you have either irrefutable evidence from you experiencing it or data to show what it is. And the fact that I say it, despite the fact that it's taboo and can get me canceled or lost me millions of dollars, like in this case, that's what resonates with you guys more. This is why Joey Swoll right now is getting fucking cooked, as a matter of fact. Perfect timing. The reason why Joey Swoll is getting cooked right now is because what he's basically proven is that he's not willing to stand on anything. And if the woke mob puts enough pressure on him, he will go ahead and backtrack what he's doing. People don't respect that. It's better to have a diehard supporter audience that's smaller, that fucks with you, where you can do what you want to do, than have a huge audience that is lukewarm. And this is why so many men have left the Democrat Party. This is why so many men have left the progressive side of the internet. This is why so many men have gravitated more towards the right. And Hasan knows this, by the way, chat. He knows this. He fucking knows this. Now, he obviously dresses it up in a certain way to make it like, oh yeah, these right-wing influencers are preying on them. No, motherfucker. It's not that we're preying on them. It's that we tell the truth and they're like, holy shit, this guy resonates with me. This is why he hates guys like me and Tate so much.